to take it away and share your first
Yeah.
magical moment that you found.
So our first one, I will go ahead and start. So this one says, my husband and I honeymooned in Disney World in 2008. We were at Animal Kingdom just before dark and it had just rained. We were headed to the Kilimanjaro Safaris and a cast member stopped us and congratulated us on our marriage. He then said to follow him as he had a surprise for us. We were taken backstage and brought out to a waiting truck that took us on our own private safari. The driver was amazing and told us all kinds of cool facts about the parks and the safari. It wasn't the usual spiel. Since it had just rained, the animals were all out and about, something we will never forget.
Oh my goodness. Like, first off, Kilimanjaro Safari is such an incredible attraction where you've done it once or a million times. It's always a different experience for sure. There are certain times a day that will have better possible opportunities to see more animals being more alive and interactive instead of just sleeping in the Florida sun, to get your own little personal tour. And that's so cool. I love that.
Such a fun thing for their honeymoon, too. Just special experience for sure.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong if I heard it correctly. The tour or that they like that was just impromptu. Like they didn't have to pay that extra
Yeah.
and do the actual backstage tour that they do offer.
Yeah, no, it sounds like they just got picked out. I'm assuming they probably had the buttons on that said just married or something like that. And they just happened to get picked out of the crowd and yeah, get taken on their own little safari. So yeah, nothing paid, not the backstage one. No.
So good to know. So if it's raining, don't head for shelter, head to Kilimanjaro Safari because all the animals will be playing in the rain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Easy opportunity too, because it rains quite a bit here. So pro tip, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, so around 3:00, start to get in line for Kilimanjaro Safari. That's our expert opinion for sure.
Yes.
What's your favorite animals to see on the safari?
I think the giraffes are usually interesting on that one just because I don't know. I think, at least in my experience, I've seen them get brave sometimes and get pretty close to the truck. So I think sometimes you can get some good little photo ops there. Get your kids, get yourself right on up with the giraffes, at least from what I've seen.
Yes, and I love the baby giraffes too, and they're always like if you can find like one or two giraffes, like the rest are probably around that corner or something, and it's just so cute. And I just love when they're running and just in that big open field. I know there's an actual name for it, a proper name for it, but I love that part.
Yes.
For me, I love the elephants. I wish you could get closer, but I understand why we're so far away. But when they're close enough to their edge and we're on our road pathing, I love seeing the little elephants. And there was a baby a couple years ago or last year, and we caught it at the perfect time where he was essentially jumping on a tree branch or like a big chunk of thing, and he was like trying to push it down or something, jumping on it, and it was so cute. And then he like kind of jumped off of it, and it happened so quick, but it was the cutest little thing, and I hope everybody in that bus saw it. But it was so cute. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds so cute. Oh, and they grow so fast, I'm sure. You probably blends right in now with all the other ones.
I know, we probably couldn't tell like which one is the baby and whatnot.
Wow.
But such a great ride, such good theming too. I love. Did you ever ride it when they had the poacher storyline?
I did when I was little, so I very vaguely remember it. But yeah, I remember it being a little scary as a kid, just going through and thinking that I remember that for sure.
Was it like Little Red was the
I
little
think
baby elephant's
so.
name in the storyline?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Do you remember the bridge?
Oh yeah, I remember the bridge for sure. As a kid, I thought we were falling through too. I think it's the crocodiles. It's over. I was like, "Oops, this is it. We're done." But obviously, as a kid, you're gullible. You believe it all. But yeah, Disney really played it up. It's totally different now for sure.
Do you want to tell people that don't know what the bridge and didn't get to experience? You want to tell them what happened on that bridge that we're referring to during that whole storyline that they had?
Yes. So back in the day, I'm assuming this was when they first opened Kilimanjaro Safaris, they had kind of a storyline to promote conservation and things that some of the animals were being poached. So it was Little Red that they were trying to poach, and they had your bus going super quickly across this bridge, but then they would tell you that the bridge was going out and you were going to fall into crocodiles. And obviously it was all a story, and now Disney keeps it very PG, family friendly. But yes, that was the storyline that they had back at the beginning of Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Yes, and that bridge, like they would get on it. I think it would click in, so it was actually safe. And the bridge would start rocking side to side.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, oh my gosh. Like you said, as a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, we're actually going to die. Like it's this whole thing. But it gave it a little thrill to the storyline. Now the storyline's still conservation, but in a lot more, like you said, PG, G-rated way. So we're not like worried for our lives.
Yes.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you guys remember it back in the day when it was Kilimanjaro Safari, when they had the poachers storyline going on. But anything else you want to say about that one, or any thoughts about Kilimanjaro, or any memories that you've had on there?
I just remember when they changed Animal Kingdom's hours to nighttime, so then you could start doing nighttime safaris. If you remember that, and that was pretty recently. That now it stays open a little later. So I haven't done it too many times at night, but I've heard people saying good things. That sometimes the animals that are maybe like the lions, like you were saying, that sleep a little more during the day, or maybe a little bit more active at night. So maybe another tip, if you head to the parks in the evenings or whatever, it might be a little cooler. Maybe you can see some different animal activity during that time.
Something good for us locals too, who like can show up whenever we want and be there for a couple hours and then go home and leave. You know, get your dinner at Statuli's, which that is my favorite meal.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't have my Disney annual pass anymore, and I'm like, this was the most amazing food ever. I would literally just go just to eat there, and I'd see that the lines were too long, and I'd be like, nah, I'll go home.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very local thing to do for sure.
But yeah, that's a good tip, is going at nighttime. And if you're a local and you want to have a couple hours and need something, you want to do at least one ride that isn't too terribly long, and that ride runs through pretty quickly. Not the actual ride, but you're not waiting too terribly long.